ended with a crack, and that was the last sound he heard. Now, with that being said, before we do begin on that ominous note, let's give a brief little review. Now, Deku, him and Barbara were with the League of Shadows, and they were still training until their eventual return to Gotham. Now, Deku, he had one thing in his head, one thing very clear. The Joker is the biggest threat in his life. The Joker is a threat to everybody in Gotham who exists, and that is say quite a bit. Now, Deku, he thought it was time to return, and Barbara, she herself was getting a bit more into the assassin mindset. I mean, the idea of killing the Joker to have a peaceful night's sleep, to rest. She knows how big of a threat the Joker is because of what he's done to her, what he's done to the Bat family. I mean, in the most recent years, he's been amping up his extreme nature. And it's getting to the point where the Joker, she's not too sure if he just wants to try and torment them or is trying to push them to insanity, push them to their breaking point. She's felt like she's been there before, but she recovered. But this is a new level. And right now, Barbara, she accepted Deku's offer to head back to Gotham to kill the Joker. Together. Now, while that was going on, there actually was the fact that Barbara, she followed Talia al Ghul back to her room. Talia was acting suspicious. Talia always says something to her. Talia always makes a remark, just to piss her off or just say something to get under her skin. But Talia didn't say a word. And that was highly suspicious. Now, Barbara followed Talia back and discovered something quite alarming. Barbara, she discovered that Talia has a son. And that can only mean one thing. Now, Deku was quite alarmed at this discovery, and he even confronted Rose, and found out that he and her also had a child. Now, Deku, he was given an offer from both of these two. One offered to take him in and make him a part of the family, while another explained it quite simply. They've continued their bloodline, and they'll raise the child by themselves. The League will be his family. And Deku was quite alarmed. I mean, Talia, she got a little less, well, the way she was, and Rose got a little bit more like Talia. These two basically almost switched sides completely, and that alarmed him. Now, with that being said, Deku returned back to Gotham as the Arkham Knight, and Deku and Barbara returned to Gotham as the Arkham Knights. There we go. Now, with that being said, we do currently pick up with Bruce Wayne about 24 hours earlier. It has been months, 2.5, since Deku and Barbara have been out of Gotham, and it does not worry him. Bruce Wayne is concerned. He's tried to contact them, but he's thought about against it. He's thought about it, but he's also concerned about whether or not the Joker hacked his computer or is in his network, in his communications. And that, it does slightly worry him. He's conducted scans, research, and he sealed the Batcave's entries from underwater. So, the Joker should not be able to get in. But there's a problem. He knows things he's not supposed to. He's somehow getting into his head. And this is new for Batman. The contingency plans for the Joker are quite simple. Lock him away and throw away the key. Make sure he stays alive. But that's about it. I mean, the only other way to stop Joker would be to go a bit more extreme. And even then, the methods he would use would basically be murder. I mean, keep the body alive but make the Joker brain dead. Cripple him and paralyze him. Leave him in a hospital bed. I mean, the Joker at that point would just take his own life. And Batman, he would feel blame. But then there's also the problem with Joe Chill. Joe Chill has done quite a lot. and it pisses Batman off. And right now, Batman, he does have a lot going through his own head. Bruce Wayne has a lot going through his own head. And right now, Batman, he has to stand up. Him gonna walk over and beginning to pull off his suit. As Bruce Wayne does to walk up the staircase. And right now, he has to head to bed. Things are very strange and difficult. And Bruce is going to set a alarm for a few hours before he's going to lay down, closing his eyes and trying to think about what to do, about how to handle a few things. And meanwhile, the Joker, he has a scheme. Him and his best buddy. Those two are currently doing that. They have a few ideas, a few plans. They know how to push Batman right over the edge. I mean, hospitalizing one of his sons? Nah, he'll get over that. But hitting Bruce Wayne, personally, that definitely is an idea. And right now, Joe Chilled, he has a few things on his mind, a few things to do. He has a second chance at life. But then again, his thoughts, the way he does think. He remembers taking out that hit on those two. He remembers the day he pulled out the gun and blasted the two rich folks. So guess what? Why doesn't he do that again? Why doesn't he create another Batman? I mean, daddy issues aside, the kids might turn out alright. They may not put on the spandex suits and run around the city trying to, what? Make up for it? Have a reason to run around like a crazy bastard? I mean, he knows that he's pretty unhinged, but Batman? That guy's got a fucking screw loose. And coming from him, that does say quite a bit. Now, with that being said, we currently do at least pick up with Bruce Wayne the next morning. And Bruce, he did quite a bit. He went down to the Batcave and checked on Dick. And Dick, he was still not conscious. He was still recovering. And it actually concerned Bruce. Bruce sat there for a second, and he tried to talk to Grayson. He tried to express to him about how he is sorry, about how he didn't mean for things to get out of hand, because he lost his temper, and he just lost rational thought for a second. And that doesn't feel right to Bruce. He's trained for over a decade, if not 2 decades, to... It just pisses him off. He doesn't know how to explain this. He feels like this isn't going as planned. He's had contingencies in case shit like this ever happened, but Joe Chilled being the Joker, there being 3 Jokers, he never planned for any of it. And it pisses Bruce Wayne off. And right now Bruce, he actually got to grab on a Dick's hand. It's expressing to him, wake up. Just please wake up. And Bruce, he actually is interrupted. Alfred walking downstairs. And I don't know whenever Dick does to turn his head, he actually grab back at the railing and bring his hand away from Dick's. So I'm going to sit there and put his head down. As right now Alfred is just going to walk up. Him is expressing, Bruce. Deku. Bruce Wayne turning. And right now Alfred just have a look of shock and a bit more fear on his face. And Bruce immediately is going to stand. As right now Alfred is going to tell Bruce exactly what happened. And we do actually cut to outside, where Bruce Wayne does stand in front of the graves of his parents. Empty. Completely and totally empty. The only thing that does remain are the coffins. And Bruce Wayne, he gets angry. Right now, he knows exactly who did this, and exactly why. And meanwhile, we do actually have the night before, where Deku, him and Barbara, they debuted as the Arkham Knights, and they made sure to make a bit of a splash. They went directly to Penguin, and they blasted away his entire crew. And Barbara, yeah, pulling the trigger she's comfortable with, but the guilt of killing a man. I mean, these men are guilty. These men don't deserve sympathy. They are getting dirty money, blood money. And they're all murderers and killers anyways. So, if it means that they stop a murder, a crime, or killing, it just makes sense. I mean, the Joker's a monster, barely human. But these people, they know they're doing bad. They know they're doing wrong. The Joker might know he's doing something bad, but he is chaos incarnate. And that isn't even a good excuse. Now, with that being said, Deku, right now he actually gonna bust directly through the door. And Penguin, he immediately is gonna bring up his umbrella. Him trying to at least fire out the gun hidden within. And Deku, he has to step forwards. Him going to actually jump to the right and dodge out of the way. Bring up his gun and blast directly into the penguin's hand. Before he actually bring his legs out and jump onto the bookshelf. Him going to take a step off of it and going to step up it again, as if he's someone climbing a ladder. Deku leaping into the air and actually firing two different shots that hit his bodyguards. Before Deku is actually spin and land onto the penguin's desk, smash directly into it and going to throw out his hand. Smash directly into the penguin's throat. We're actually going to throw out his other hand, a flat palm directly into the penguin's chest, sending him flying backwards into the wall. As the Arkham Knight is going to rush forwards and actually bring out his knife, him smash directly into the side of the penguin's face. As Penguin just going to stare at the blade as his face is bleeding heavily. Where is Joker? Who the hell are you two? Arkham Knights. Now, where's Joker? I don't know where the clown is. Just get out of here. You're in no position to bargain, Penguin. What do you want? Money? I got plenty of that. You can have as much as you want. You see, Penguin, we don't want money. We want the clown dead. Is that correct? Yes, we do. We're not fans. In fact, we've been affected by him. Both of us. Now, this is where Barbara's going to walk in. And the man is going to actually turn his head and see Barbara. Her right now in a black and somewhat gray suit. As she does at least have the bat ears on the top of it. And the reflective surface in the front of her mask. And she just don't stand there. Swords and a kit full of weapons. And Penguin just don't stare on. Barbara going to walk over and grab an assault rifle, picking it up off the ground and going to actually rack a bullet into it. Before she does a step forwards. And then actually Deku is going to turn to Barbara. As she's going to step forwards and bring up the gun, her aiming it directly at the Penguin's family jewels, asking Penguin. They're not going to ask again. She has a full magazine, and she's fairly certain that this will hurt quite a bit. Now, exactly where is the clown? You two are crazy. I'm sorry, Penguin. Could you repeat that? You see, whenever I don't hear what I want, my finger just likes to clench into a fist, and I'll tell you what I know. Good boy. Now, where is Joker? Last I heard, he was at a chemical plant. He did quite a number of things, and listen, I heard he has a base somewhere near Arkham. Near Arkham? A chemical plant. Something like that. I just don't know. Listen, whatever you do, just don't let him know he's gonna die. What? We're going to kill the Joker. We're making that quite clear. Do you understand? Now, Penguin, I want you to understand. This is nothing personal. They're going to bring out the knife. They're going to slash at the penguin's throat, as the penguin is going to grab his throat. And Barbara, she's going to step backwards. As Penguin, he actually is going to fall down to the right, still clutching his throat. And right now, that does say a number of things. As Barbara's going to turn to Deku. And Deku, he's going to turn back to Barbara. The two are going to walk directly out of the building. And Batman, he hears about it. The Penguin's obituary. The Penguin's death. I mean, it's quite alarming. And that, it surprised him. Someone murdered the Penguin last night. And he suspects the Joker. But he can't really be too sure. I mean, precision and, well, a lack of remorse. Ruthless. It does say quite a bit. The MO is similar to Deku's whenever he popped back up. But no, no. He's looked over some of the things already. And that does say quite a bit. This being Bruce Wayne, he does always try to do a number of things. He goes out to the city, and he tries to get a few things in order. He wants to talk to Harper and Duke, and he does gotta head to a safe house, where the two, they've been hiding underground. Now, Bruce Wayne is gonna actually walk into a building. Him walking over to a safety container, or a storage container, and I'm gonna press a button. It's gonna open as Deku, or not Deku, Bruce is gonna step inside. And Bruce, he's gonna enter a code, turn, and watch the floor gonna open up. Him going to bring his hand out, scanning onto this panel, and I'm gonna walk inside. As the door opened. Now, Bruce Wayne does head inside the elevator. It's heading down, for he has to at least go through a retinal scan. And Bruce Wayne, he's definitely a bit more annoyed. As he's gonna walk into the room the two are currently hiding in. And the two, they were quite alarmed when the door opened. And Bruce Wayne, he stepped out. The two were relieved, and Bruce tried to go over a number of things with the two. However, we do actually have later that day, where Bruce, he had a lot going through his head. He had a lot just happening. He wanted to bring the Joker in and find Joe Chilled. And that definitely is a problem. And right now, while Bruce Wayne is out of the mansion, let's head back there, where a man is going to knock on the door. And there is our Pennyworth. He's going to walk over and open the door. Him, right now with the 44, directly in his right hand. It just out of view behind his leg. And the man, he doesn't look down. Him is trying to express. He was hoping to talk to Mr. Wayne. I'm sorry, sir. Master Wayne is out of the house. If you would like to leave a message, I can do so. The man is going to look up. And the moment Pennyworth does actually see the man's pale expression, the door got kicked in. And then Alfred was sent flying backwards onto the ground. The gun falling out of his grip. As whenever Alfred let go of it, he tried to turn to find it. However, immediately stepping forwards was the Joker, who brought up a gun and shot Alfred directly in the head. Now, Alfred lay there lifeless. And right now, the Joker, he has to step inside. Him going through a number of things. He has a few ideas about what to do and what to say, and that does mean quite a bit. However, there currently was somebody else in the mansion, who they heard a shot be fired, and that was definitely concerning. As right now, Tim, he actually does go to run directly downstairs. I'm trying to find out exactly what the hell is going on. And there actually is where Joker, he actually does sit directly behind the clock where Alfred, he was shot just 10 feet in front of the area. And then in front of there is the door. Now, right now, there actually is where Tim is going to run to Alfred. Him going to bend down and at least try and figure out what the hell happened. Him going to turn back around as he does going to turn and see the Joker. Right now, him going to lean out of the clock. Him right now staying there with half of his body showing, and the crooked smile, and the lifeless eyes. And that actually was where Tim, he stared at the Joker surprised and alarmed. Before Joker, he blasted out another bullet, and fired again. And Tim was shot. Now, Tim fell backwards onto the ground, him gasping for air as he clutched at his gut. He didn't realize what just happened. Okay, him trying to at least get back onto his feet. Him want to roll over and trying to drag himself away. But there actually was the Joker, who he just started to whistle. And make his way towards him. And that was where things, they felt very bad. Tim heard the stories. He's seen the files. And right now, Tim, his body was shaking. Not just because of the adrenaline, not just because of shock, because of fear. Pure fear. And Tim, he wanted to cry. He didn't know what to do. His life was flashing before his eyes. And the actions were Tim, he heard the hammer be pulled back, and he felt something press against the back of his head. And Tim froze. Before there was where he just had tears running down his face. And Joker, he did one simple thing. He flipped the gun in his hand, brought it backwards, and smashed Tim Drake across the back of the head. As the Joker, he went to go kidnap the boy. Now, we do actually have Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, he showed up later today. He talked to the Justice League, and he at least tried to handle a few things privately. However, the Gotham situation, he wants to handle himself because, stubborn bastard and Batman. Now, Bruce was quite alarmed when he returned home and found Alfred dead. And Tim, he was very clearly here. The fact is, the bloodstains, they're beginning to dry, but there's other blood. And the way it's been mixing, this somewhat concerned him. Fact was, there were handprints in blood, and that scared Bruce. He checked to see if Dick was still there. However, all the Joker did was write up measures on Dick's face, and that made things quite surprising. Dick had the words Crime Alley written on him, and that scared Bruce. He felt like he knew what he was going to do. He was going to find Tim Drake's body in Crime Alley. Alfred is dead. And right now Bruce, he does get to do one thing. He walks over to the back computer and begins to press a few buttons. Him entering a code. And they're going to press enter. As their actions, Bruce is going to turn. Him walking over to his bat suits and going to pull one out. And right now Bruce, he does at least walk away, as the back computer is left there with a message that is paused. And Bruce Wayne sitting there. Now, a number of things are going to start happening. Because right now, the Arkham Knights, they hear a message get broadcasted to Bruce Wayne on every single news station. They all received anonymous packages. And they were told what to do. Play this, or the Joker is going to blow something up. And it might be a school. It might be a college. It might be someone's home. Hell, it could be another news station. Nobody really knows. So just play the damn messages. Alright? Isn't that all nice and swell? Now, that made things quite clear. The Joker, he was a bit more cryptic, but he made things clear. He had Tim Drake, and he was ready to kill the boy. He was ready for the boy to have his brains painted on the sidewalk of Crime Alley. And there actually was where Deku and Barbara, the two were alarmed. If Tim Drake has been captured, that means a number of possibilities. And with Dick Grayson already, well, dead, it might be worse. Right now, they don't know if he's still alive. And that is quite a bit. And with that, we do actually have over in Crime Alley, where the two Jokers, they talk about a few things. And right now, there is the fact that Batman, he comes to show up. Batman wanted to talk to the two. Try and get them to stand down. But the two, they clearly could not be reasoned with. And Batman felt like he was being pushed to his breaking point. Batman felt like he was going to be angry. And there actually was where Batman, he stood there. And the Jokers, they stood there as well. There was the roses on the ground. And there was the fact that Joker, he at least tried to make things a bit more theatrical. With Bruce. He was happy the man showed up. He was happy that the man, he knew exactly where to come to. But then again, he's the great detective. He probably saw their little message. Let him go. What was that? I could not quite hear you. Let my son go now. not going to happen. Then again, your butler. I loved his piece. Did you know that this gun right here is his? Ah, then again, what else don't you know, Bruce? I mean, I'm gonna turn back, walking over, expressing. Right now, Tim has a gun wound in his chest, and he has a knife in his back. I mean, isn't it quite clear? Joe gonna bring his hand out, bending down and gonna put a knife directly to Tim Drake's throat, expressing. They could paint his brains or paint his blood on the alleyway. Either way, it's more family members that he loses to this goddamn alley. I mean, does he think that it might just be cursed? Does he think that Bruce Wayne was destined to be born here? Was he not destined to be something greater? I mean, of course, this is a perfect place for a rebirth. A place where Batman, he finally breaks that one little rule he has. And that's where, right now, Deku, him and Barbara do sit there. Deku has a rifle in his hand, and right now he is trying to aim. He's trying to make sure he doesn't hit Tim. However, fact is, he's fairly certain that he won't. But Barbara's the one concerned. Tim needs medical attention. And if Deku aims even slightly off, he might hit Tim in the head or in the back. And that's concerning. And right now, Deku, he does try to give Barbara the word. And Barbara shows her to run in, as Deku does at least fire the bullets. Now, the bullets are flying into the air, and right now there is a smash directly in the back of Jojo's head, as the knife, it is going to fall forwards. And Joe, his body is going to go limp against the chair and fall forwards as Tim Drake is going to fall on his face. And right now there actually is Batman. The moment Joker went to go turn, because of the unexpected surprise, Batman rushed forwards. Him immediately going to grab at the Joker and smash him down to the ground. Him begin to beat into him, left, right, over and over and over again. And that actually was where Barbara, whenever she tried to go in to save Tim, there actually was Batman. Batman didn't even look. He didn't even pay attention. And the moment Barbara cut him free, Bruce Wayne was still punching down at the Joker. Him going to grab away at his throat. And Joker, he was trying to stay quiet. He wanted to laugh. He wanted to just smile. But if he did that, he knows what Batman would do. He knows exactly what he would do. He'd stop. He'd quit. He wouldn't do what he wants to. He wouldn't fall for his scheme. It wouldn't be as funny. It wouldn't be where it's going to be. It wouldn't be crack. Now, Barbara heard it, and she sat there surprised. As right now Batman, he does at least stare down at the Joker. Him pulling his head in and trying to yell at him. No! And right now Joker, his head went limp and falling to the side as smoke escaped from him. Now, Batman was yelling at the Joker. He can't be dead. He can't be dead! And Batman, he just sat there alarmed, angry, scared, surprised. He did it. No, 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 no. That right now being on Bruce's mind. Bruce, he broke his code. And that means a number of things for him. We do actually cut to a safe house, where Tim Drake, he slowly but surely begins to come back to the land of the living. And he feels a lot of pain in his gut. And right now he does this on sit up and look around. And I'm going to turn and see an IV, which has... Okay. Stay still. Barbara? What's... Joker! Where is he? Alfred! He's dead. Alfred's dead. Oh. That wasn't... God damn it. That wasn't who we were talking about. What happened? The Jokers are gone. What? Joe and Jack. They're both dead. You guys killed them. You killed them, Deku. I shot Joe. right now, Tim gonna look over at Barbara. And Barbara, she was just stare at Tim, shaking her head no. And right now that does somewhat confuse him. What? No, if both Jokers are dead, then if both Jokers are dead, and Deku shot one of them, then if Barbara didn't kill the other, then, then, oh my god. Now, Tim just sit there quietly, and the moment the realization does gonna dawn on him, he does just want to turn and stare directly back at Deku. Deku gonna nod, and Tim is a bit more alarmed. Bruce broke his code. I mean, the oath he's taken to protect Gotham. That that's insane. He he murdered the Joker? No, no, no. That's crazy. That's not possible. And now we do currently cut to Bruce Wayne, sitting in the Batcave, trying to think about what to do. The next step, the next thing. He's a killer. He needs to turn himself in. But if that's the case, then he needs to figure out how to save the Bat family. Disconnect them from Bruce Wayne. Disconnect Bruce Wayne from Batman and connect him to the Joker and disconnect Joker from Crime Alley, and it's a whole thing. Alfred's death. A home invasion gone wrong. I mean, set the scene and tell the story. And that's what Bruce Wayne does. And whenever he does it, a call Gotham PD, Gotham PD are quite alarmed to hear a call from Bruce Wayne, and they do to rush to the scene. And we do actually have Jim Gordon. I don't know why I was about to call him Tim Gordon now. Jim, he does go to at least walk into the home of Bruce Wayne. And Bruce, he does sit there on his couch. Right now, him drinking something, as Jim, he does to walk in. And he does see Bruce drinking with his hands bandaged, wrapped up, trying to at least ask him to give his statement. And Bruce Wayne does look up. Emily's going to express. It happened last night. The man broke into his home, shot his butler. He got the drop on him. He didn't know what to do. He was afraid. He was scared. It was the fucking Joker. He lost his cool and he thought he didn't mean to. Mr. Wayne, please calm yourself. Listen, this is a home invasion gone wrong. Self-defense is legal in this case. And especially considering who the man is, I'd say you did the right thing. Many of the officers here tonight would say you did the right thing. How do I know? How do you know what? How do I know I shouldn't be in jail? I killed someone. Mr. Wayne, did you call us to take you to jail? A murderer. Mr. Wayne, you defended your home. You defended yourself. I've had an encounter with the Joker before myself, and I can tell you, I wanted to put a bullet in that man's head, but someone stopped me. And it looks like someone finally got what he deserves. Mr. Wayne, don't beat yourself up about it, because if I was in your shoes, I would have made him suffer. Now, Bruce is staring at Jim, and Jim is going to stand up and walk away, the body being taken. And right now Bruce Wayne, he just don't sit there, trying to figure out exactly what to do, trying to understand what to do, trying to figure this all out. However, there actually is in Bruce Wayne's mind, where two different forces are battling each other. And they're trying to make sure things either stay in balance or go into the realm of chaos. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. And don't forget, to smile.